Time to go live. Oh,
That's how you do it.
what? We in
Super Saturday.
Super Saturday,
Super duper.
the Chase and Shep show.
Hell yeah. We was just talking some super shit right there when you came in.
We were honestly what it really is. We're talking about is some fantasy level superhero shit because I keep talking about it, but I feel like WandaVision would be the one to do it for it. It'd be
Yeah.
to just edit the show into a full movie and
Yeah.
watch it that way. I'm really excited to go back and rewatch the whole thing, like start to finish now.
If
No,
it's like if it's like they said, like a 4 hour and 49 minutes, something like that total, I would I could see even taking it and trying to chop off 49 minutes of it and making it a 4 hour long movie.
oh yeah,
Because
oh yeah.
there's definitely some scenes you could chop down on that.
I would reshuffle some things for sure. You know, like I said, I'd probably start it currently without that last episode. I would probably start it on the Salem Witch Trials, then go to the Marvel logo, and then come back on the snapback from episode 4 when Monica and everybody comes back from the blip, and then probably from there, probably run it all the way until Monica gets sucked in, maybe, and then fucking jump in like that episode 1 through 3. Something you could do though, as like an intermission for the movie, is save the commercials for later instead of
Yeah.
commercials in between all the commercials. Do like blocks of commercials between like groups of episodes, maybe. So like maybe episodes 1 through 3, like you just do those episodes with the fourth episode tied into it. You know what I mean? Uh,
Mhm.
have all that be concurrent, and then at that block you kind of do like those 3 commercials, little commercial break, and then you go back to like the events of the movie. It's like the next 3 episodes, and
Yeah.
then because I was talking to Phil about it today, and this week's episode is the 8th episode, and they kind of did the same thing. There was like a pattern with this, where it was like those first 3 episodes kind of had like this pattern, this like theme to it, where it was like the sitcom thing, pretty heavy, and then they did episode 4 where they revisited all that. They went back and they fucking did that thing where, they dropped this big reveal, or they shot Monica out at the end of episode 3,
Mhm.
and then next week at the end of episode 4 they shoot Monica out, and we just waited 2 weeks for this kind of reveal. And I feel like they did the same thing this week, where it's like we're waiting those 2 weeks for that reveal. Like, they set
Mhm.
it up at the end of that last episode, but then this week's episode, it kind of ended on a similar note. It's like, well, fuck, we still don't have the rest of those answers. Like, where's this going? Like what's getting ready to happen? But they're
Still
like,
a lot of answers.
because this one did the same thing, where it was like the next 3 episodes after that, 5, 6, 7, were kind of like had this theme to it, where it was kind of the mishmash of it kind of falling apart. And then this episode 8 from this week did that thing again and jumped back. But I like that they visit so many past movies, and it made me happy that I went back and watched like all the Scarlet Witch movies too. Uh, Civil War is still pretty fresh. That's the only one I haven't watched, but I need to.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I just went through and did a whole watch of the MCU, so
yeah,
I'm very fresh up on her.
but I don't know, man. I liked a lot of the reveals, like because they went back like way back into her childhood, and it's like she only had talked about that moment before with the Stark missile, and so that's
I think they briefly showed it in Civil War
I think I know
or
what you're talking about.
Ultron, or maybe even in Age of Ultron. Just real briefly, there was just a little shot.
Flashback sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's like them two laying under the bed, and then that missile coming in and just sitting there.
Yeah, yeah, and it was really
So
interesting.
they have had their same story the whole time,
Mhm.
and they haven't really tried to change it.
Yesterday, but I just love the sitcom reveal, man. I love it. Just makes sense. It's not corny. Like it's just such a great way, and the fact that like they're watching it like when the parents die and stuff, and like
Yeah, it's like that bomb's coming.
And I actually today when we were watching it, because I told Phil that I watched this one reviewer, and he's like, "Yeah, let's get into episode 8." He's like, "Let's just say this out front. Like, if you didn't cry during this episode, like you got something wrong with you." Like, it's like there were so many moments in this episode that was like tearjerker moments and stuff. And I told that to Phil, and he like laughed it off. And we were watching that scene, and I looked over at him, and he's like missing up. I'm like, you motherfucker! It's like, but and I told him I was like, it's the same exact thing as Uncle Ben in any Spider-Man movie. Like, especially when I saw the Amazing Spider-Man in theaters, like I'm getting all misty eyed because they're having this moment, and I'm getting misty eyed because you know what's going to happen. You know Uncle Ben's getting ready to die, and that just like fucking sucks, dude. That's how I feel rewatching Amazing Spider-Man 2. All that shit between him and Gwen Stacy. Oh man,
Yeah.
it hurts even more. It hurts even more to watch that movie, and you see him being all lovey-dovey, and they're like, and you're just like, oh, Peter, you have no fucking idea.
Oh, Pete.
And
It's not going to end well.
which is honestly why it would be dope if they did bring back the old Spideys and cap off those storylines. Because I would love to see where Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is at right now. Because I feel
Probably
like
in a very dark spot.
he's had a dark time compared to the three.
And I feel like they probably have enough Spider-Man to pull from to give them a monkey ear that's different than just the red and blue suit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So-
they all have like different suits or whatever.
Well, no, I mean I get that, but I mean like
I get what you're saying.
yeah, more than just that.
Right. More kind of along the lines of like the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody had their own thing going on.
Oh, you're Spider-Man 2099, you know,
Right.
shit like that.
Make me want to play some Spider-Man PS4. It's been a minute.
That is true.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of it just hit, especially this scene. I also told Phil going into this episode. I said there's a line in this episode that like it hits, man. It's a hard hitting line. The internet's loving it. Shep brought it up last night, and I didn't tell him what it was. I waited for it to happen when Wanda and Vision are sitting there having that talk after Pietro dies and shit, and he says the thing about grief, love persevering, and then I look over at Phil, and he looks over at me. He goes, "That was the line, wasn't it?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that was the line. Of course, that was the line because it hit as soon as he heard it. He's like, that's it."
Yeah, no, that whole scene was pretty dope altogether.
It really. I really like that scene.
Yeah, Vision sitting there saying like, I can't even perceive grief. Basically, he's never lost anybody. He's never loved anybody.
And the fact that that's like again, it's that timeline thing. The fact that we're seeing all these moments that we know about fleshed out over the course of all these other movies and shit. It just plays well, Other movies, other franchises try to do it, and they're just not successful in the way that Marvel is with this stuff.
I have to say there was something that put that Thanos level smile on my face, though, seeing him in the flashback, like the previously on WandaVision.
Yeah, and you know what? I love that they do that too. Like, I love that they're like, previously on. It's like, yeah, no, this is part of the overall storyline. Like, that's where we're at now. We're just open about that. You know what I mean? And it's just like seeing that moment, it hits even harder. Like, same with the Pietro stuff. Like, seeing those scenes from Age of Ultron where he dies and shit. It's like, oh shit, that's right. That's right. That really did happen. Like, she's been through a lot, man. She really has been. She's, her and Thor need to have like a group therapy session.
Maybe go to something more. No, I mean, they did. What's his name? The Winter Soldier guy. They tweeted the picture of them three from the end of Endgame when they're at the funeral. There's a when they're panning through the camera. There's a shot of those three. It's Bucky, Sam, and Wanda, and it said 3 characters that need therapy, but were given their own TV show.
That's funny.
Yeah, he retweeted that meme. So I was like, that's funny. Even Winter Soldier fucking agrees.
Dude, Winter Soldier does need therapy. Winter Soldier's all fucked up, man. He's
There's
had
a lot of them.
go.
And I think that seems to be, I don't know, it kind of looks like at the moment where the phases are kind of going, man. You got Wanda, somebody with a big troubled past. You got Falcon Winter Soldier next. You got Black Widow coming out. Uh,
Loki.
you know, looks like they're going on like more of an emotional like type of journey here.
I think there's going to be a lot of heavy hitting shit after this. Like I said, you don't just do Endgame and then go downhill from there. You know what I mean? And they did. It was really smart. It was really smart to do Spider-Man: Far From Home as like the epilogue to the Infinity Saga because Endgame was big. It was fucking huge. Far From Home, it was just a little smaller, but it still hit hard. It still had a lot of crazy twists and turns, and it delivered as a movie, as a story. And but it brought it down a notch. But now, I feel like there's going to be this consistent, just like experimentation and going bigger, with like, and they're already doing it with WandaVision, with the multiverse stuff, and this is only the beginning.
Hopefully, we see something about that. I mean,
One
one
thing,
one episode left, so
yeah, one thing that they're beginning to set up that I think is going to be a really big thing, because clearly in Phase 4 we're not getting an Avengers movie. There's no big Avengers movie in Phase 4. Maybe we'll get one in Phase 5, but for me, it's like, what's that next Avengers movie going to be? And it could be any number of things. It could be X-Men versus Avengers. Who knows? We might be there. It might be something like the new Avengers. But right now, one thing for sure, they're going to do the Young Avengers, and I feel like it's actually going to be like that. Could quite possibly be the next like big Avengers movie, is the Young Avengers, because the one thing that I was pointed out to me was Kang the Conqueror, and it hadn't clicked with me before that he's the whole reason for the Young Avengers is Kang the Conqueror. And if you think about it, especially with them recasting Cassie Lang, and Thatcher is going to show up, like she's going to be all super powered and shit, and she's a heavy member of the Young Avengers. So with Kang being in that, with her being in that, you got Tommy and Billy right now. Down the line, who else do we have? We've got Miss Marvel coming. We got Kate Bishop coming. They got a lot of this stuff set up pretty good. I think they even said something about Hulkling, maybe. They're doing. It sounds like they're going full roster. Like they're going all in on the Young Avengers. But the thing is, they've got it set up so perfectly. It doesn't feel like they got Ironheart. That's the other one. Oh, Riri Williams coming.
I mean, I would more so base it off the fact that it's probably because of the Young Avengers. That's something that they've owned all that property. They didn't give it out. Nobody thought to make this movie 10, 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I could see them.
May not have been around 10, 20 years ago.
Well, yeah, but
America Shop.
I could see them, 5, 6 years ago have been thinking, hey, we should go in the Young Avengers maybe route coming up. And then, they started planting those seeds a long time ago, and we're starting to see them now.
Because it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like, I don't know. It could feel really cheap, but it doesn't. It doesn't feel like the whole like knockoff. Like, oh, here's the Young Avengers. Like, here's like your young knockoff versions of all the Avengers. They're the kids of the Avengers. Shit like that. And they do that kind of shit in movies, but it doesn't feel this way. It feels very organic. It feels like.
I think so too, and I think it'll be more. I think they'll have like Spider-Man up in there as like maybe the leader.
It's like it really is expanding. I mean, that's been their whole thing. The universe is expanding, and it was big with Endgame, and I feel like Endgame was just a flashy way for them to be like, look how big we are right now. We're about to dominate the world. We're about to get even bigger, and they really are. Like with everything they're about to do, Young Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, like that alone, without even continuing, is a lot. That opens the door to a lot of shit, man. So I'm excited.
I still think X-Men are a minute off. A lot of people, this whole WandaVision season have been just wanting it. And I even just reading people talking with the episode yesterday, and they're like, man, if they don't drop the M word next week, I'm going to be so disappointed. And
Something I've been saying for a minute was that they could always backtrack on the thing about her getting her powers from the Mind Stone, and that's exactly what they did. They just retcon that shit. They're just like, well, actually, she always had something inside of her, and the Mind Stone enhanced that.
yeah, but even then, like, so people pointed out that she wasn't in the comics. Scarlet Witch is not a mutant either. She's just literally just a witch, and they just consider it like, nah,
Fuck
I
it.
guess you're
Wait,
close enough. So, well, they were saying, so it's like I wouldn't see them in Scarlet Witch dropping mutants and all that good stuff. I think that they're gonna, they're gonna build these guys up and do it right. I think they might allude to them, like, and then definitely at one point in time, be like, "You're a fucking mutant."
you know what's guaranteed though is we're definitely getting our cameo next week.
Yeah.
With it being the last episode, I would imagine we're getting that cameo. So
Well, and I was thinking,
I wonder who it's going to be.
I think it's going to be Doctor Strange, obviously.
Yeah, that's kind
And
of.
it's been in our face, but I think the reason why is because it's going to be a character that we've seen around the whole time, and he's going to have been like in disguise as.
Again, I love that. If it really, and you know something, I was really stretching on this too. I was thinking, I was like Dottie, Doctor Strange, like like it's not too far off. I don't know, like I don't know. As soon as you said that, that's one of those things where I'm like, like
Well, I just think it's going to be like one of those like mid battle, big battles going on, and then this person's just going to transform to Doctor Strange. He's just going to start like ba 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 whooping ass, and then that would be, in my opinion, how they said, "Oh, it's like a Luke Skywalker Mandalorian cameo."
like you
That,
didn't see it coming, did you? It's
yeah,
like,
that's
kind of we did, kind of.
we did, but it's like didn't
I'm in the back door. We were looking at this door, ready to yell surprise, and he fucking came in the back door. Like,
yeah. So I think that might be how that goes down, and it could be somebody completely that you're like, oh shit, they okay. Like I didn't think Doctor Strange would be that person.
right. I kind of
So
want to be Dottie now. Now I'm on that train.
I mean, I would like it to be somebody like her or I thought even um Evan Peters, Quicksilver.
I don't
Said
like.
what
I don't like it. I don't
how
like it.
he's the Quicksilver. I think what if he changes it into Doctor Strange, and then when Wanda's like, "You were my brother," he's like, the multiverse is full of Pietros.
There's. I just always think of that Rick and Morty episode. It's the Pickle Rick episode. I think. I believe because it's at the end with the fucking whatever character Danny Trejo fucking voices. Uh, Jaguar, isn't that what his name was?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Wait, does that mean I have infinite daughters?" And he's just like, nah, just me." I always think about that when we talk about this shit with the Marvel universe. Like, it's like actually we just have infinite, like of these people, and so I always imagine characters being like, "Wait, do I have like infinite people?" Nah,
Nah,
I don't have the time to explain this to you. Nah,
I could see them throwing something like that in an Ant-Man movie.
it's true.
Like some random character, regular person's like, wait, do I have infinite lives? And Ant-Man's like, no, it's just people like us.
It's just that's
Damn it. Ant-Man's the one I'm hyped for to come up. And like I said, like you're saying there's no Avengers on Phase 4, but that doesn't mean that we won't get a huge team up movie over the course of Phase 4.
I think most of Phase 4 is just a big fucking team up movie at this point.
Yeah,
Everybody is everywhere right now. Doctor Strange about to come over and be in WandaVision. Not to mention all the little characters, Jimmy Woo, fucking Darcy, Monica, all came over from all these different movies. So they're already starting to do this. Falcon and Winter Soldier. We got Falcon, we got Winter Soldier. Who knows who else is going to come and play.
I think Agent Carter's been shown in there.
Uh-huh.
With Sharon Carter.
I was saying that the Black Widow chick shows up in that, and actually, I guess it's Hawkeye. I was mistaken about that. She's going to show up in the Hawkeye show. not Falcon and Winter Soldier, which makes far more sense. Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it makes sense for those two to be buddies.
Yeah, for sure. That'll actually be pretty cool to see play out too. I'm loving that it's Phase 4 is starting to come into focus just a little bit more, and it's very exciting. Like the whole thing with because, like I said, I feel like they're setting up at least two storylines: the Earth storyline and the Cosmic storyline. Because along the way they got to have their big bad, like that's not too big and bad to fight, and then later have like you said, like the bigger team up movie. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see how it's going to play out. Like with Fantastic Four later, obviously, I don't think they're going to do, and they might do the origin story thing again, but they might put their own spin on it. They might just introduce the Fantastic Four before we get to Fantastic Four. You know what I mean? Like they might do a Spider-Man Homecoming where they're just like, boom, Fantastic Four, like, which would be cool. That would be awesome if we just get to it. You know what I mean?
I mean, like I could see them being introduced in Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like that storyline of the aerospace engineer or what a neurospace engineer for Monica plays out. You never really see it, but then in Captain Marvel 2, she's like, they're like, here's Reed Richards. Like, yeah, I know. Thank you for making that for me. Yeah. And then he's, like maybe after WandaVision, that's who she goes to figure out what the fuck's up with her.
Even if that's the like post credit, like something. Jumping back to the mutant thing though, I did see some stuff about Falcon and Winter Soldier about they're at some place that Wolverine likes to hang out in the comics and stuff. I forget where it is. I'd have to look it up. Some different country or watering hole. I think maybe in Japan.
Oh yeah.
But so that's got everybody being like, "Oh shit, is Wolverine going to be in Falcon and Winter Soldier?" It's like, I don't know, but it's like we'll see. We got one more episode of WandaVision, so let's see how crazy that gets before I go saying no to that.
I couldn't see them putting Wolverine in there, but I could see them
alluding to him, to fucking being like, yeah, he's around.
I could see them alluding to the Weapon X program.
Sure.
For sure.
Oh, that's you know what? I like that.
Yeah, and I think that's enough just to put that out there.
Give it to me slow.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, just put it out there. Just maybe even just like they're filing through files and they don't even acknowledge it. Just put a fucking exoskeleton up there of him with claws and it just says Weapon X program.
I'd fuck with that.
Yeah, because he's somebody else too. It's like you don't really need an origin again for Wolverine.
I can't believe it. It's so soon. It's so soon. Every Friday. And I know I get hyped about that every time. But it's something to get hyped about every time. Like it's hyped.
Although
really read more of these comics.
The Friday after this Friday will be kind of
Yeah, maybe you never fucking know. We might have a lot to talk about. Who knows? We might see that making of WandaVision and really be alive. I did watch or listen to that Marvel Method. Did I tell you that the Method Man hosted Marvel show podcast? Yeah. The first episode was like 3 nights ago, and he had DMC from Run DMC on it, and then Mark Waid, writer at Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty dope. I'm gonna tune in next week.
Yeah,
man, and I like Marvel, and I love hip hop, and I love listening to them talk about that and fucking Marvel. It's pretty dope. So those people out there who like hip hop and comic books, Marvel Method.
I think I saw a little something, but I just never checked it out. But I do remember seeing something with Method Man when he was like, as a kid, I grew up reading comics. It was my escape and all this shit. And it's like, yeah, bro, join the crowd.
Yeah, we all did, Meth. Come on. That's funny.
I mean, comic books were how I could get my kid to read when he was more little.
Yeah. I was just saying I need to read more of these comics. I was perusing the list on Marvel Unlimited, and especially a lot of these characters that are newer characters. It's like, fuck it, start there. Start with the newer characters. It's less comic books. you know, and it's like work your way back, you know, because some of those characters it takes time. If you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
read that shit, it's a commitment. You know, like if I wanted to read Spider-Man, I'm gonna need to start now, and I will get back to you next year. If I'm being realistic, next year, because I say a few months, but then I'd have to really commit and be like, this is Spider-Man reading every fucking day. But Phil tried it. He got pretty far. He got pretty far into Amazing Spider-Man. He had like a disc that had every issue from like the very first one all the way into like 2006, like a little like post Civil War. Yeah, I was like, God damn, it was like over 600 issues or some shit.
That
And
is a lot.
Phil put a pretty good dent in those 600 issues, so he's up on his Spidey. But I'd love that there are classic characters like that I'd love to go back and read. And well, actually, there's some characters like Wanda and Vision that like a lot of their runs of their comics and stuff are not that long. You know, they're pretty quick reads, like boom, bam, boom, like knock them out pretty quick. So I definitely like to read more of them. Kind of been
Yeah.
the same way about DC recently too. It's like I definitely sleep on DC comics. I'd love to kind of get a little more into those.
And they got a lot, man. What's up?
I'd love to just kind of ease my way in, find my way in, you know.
No, yeah, they got some really solid ones. So I mean, it's fairly easy.
Maybe do some Green Lantern. I like Green Lantern. I like Green Arrow. I like those Green Heroes.
Yeah. No, I would love to go back in and read different Green Arrows and Green Lantern comics. I never really fucked with them too much as a kid. But they were always pretty solid.
Well,
I saw today that Zack Snyder shared I guess what would be the in credits of not like a scene or nothing, but like how of Justice League. Nice little 2-minute video of like a lot of CGI. It shows like the mother boxes and then shows all the.
I saw that like the origins, the mothership origins or something.
Yeah.
The box origins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't watch the video, but I did see it.
It's pretty dope, man. I like it. That's to show what might be coming here soon in that movie. Hell yeah.
For me, I didn't watch it because at this point it's almost here. I'm gonna just wait. I'm just gonna wait for that one. Get it fresh.
It'll be dope, man. I can't wait.
I will say this about this finale of WandaVision. Motherfuckers are gonna throw down. They're gonna throw down, and you know it. Wanda, Agatha, Monica,
Vision.
White Vision. Everybody's gonna show up, and they are gonna fucking throw down. It's gonna
Maybe
be,
other.
and then Doctor Strange is gonna come in and be like, "Fucking stop this!
All of you, stop this right now."
This shit!" And then she's gonna break the multiverse. It's not gonna look pretty, and people are gonna be mad. People are gonna be like, "I don't like the way this ended." I feel like that's gonna be a thing next week. I bet next week people are gonna be like, "I'm not happy with the ending." But
I'm calling it right now. Doctor Strange is going to show up and fight off against Wanda.
Fight off against Wanda? You're still on that? Yeah.
I have a feeling, man. I don't know what it is, but I have a feeling with the chaos magic, he's going to be like,
See a picture, and it didn't look fake of like from episode 9, where it's like Wanda, Vision, and the kids all like posed up, ready to fight and shit, like in the town square or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you, it's going to be a SmackDown. It is going to be an MCU SmackDown. Friday night MCU SmackDown.
Yeah, we're going to get it. Or Thursday night, early Friday morning.
I was going to say Friday morning for me. Friday morning MCU SmackDown.
I might wake up early and watch this one just because
down.
this is the last one, so I'll be able to ride that dopamine. So I might be able to get up and watch.
I'm excited. I'm all
so all day I can be like,
can't believe we get to just like boom, boom, like just switch gears and just jump right into Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's so exciting. And then
Yeah.
we get Black Widow. Like, come on, where's my girl ScarJo? I just watched her husband in Tom and Jerry. I can't wait to watch Saturday Night Live tonight to watch Michael Che just roast college jokes about being Tom and Jerry. Because I know he's just going to make all the jokes about him being Tom and Jerry. I'm thrilled.
Tom and Jerry.
A little extra review from Chase here at the Chase and Shep Show, Super Saturday. If you're looking to just kick back, relax, and have a good nostalgic time, Tom and Jerry, that's your pick. It ain't no Oscar Gold. But it ain't that. If you want to turn off your mind and unwind, fucking Tom and Jerry. HBO Max or theaters, sponsor us, Warner Brothers.
We got you.
We gotcha. Well, that's our 30.
That's Super Saturday. Be safe out there. Get a shot in you Saturday night. Live it up.
Yep.
Live it up. Do it up.
Please.
See you next week.
Stay super.